Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much for coming out on this hot summer day. Rabbi Ingber's been calling it Bikram Shabbat.
Bikram Shabbat.
And welcome to everybody on Zoom. I hope you're someplace cool, because we're not quite someplace cool. We're moving into Shalom Aleichem, but just a little kavanah about Shabbat first. The rabbis understood that Shabbat was the one day when we had everything we needed. All week long in the Amidah, in the silent standing prayer, we ask for many things. We ask for knowledge, we ask for forgiveness, we ask for healing. On Shabbat, the rabbis took away all those petitions from the Amidah, telling us that this is the one day where we have everything we need. So imagine moving into that experience just for this Shabbat, experiencing, assuming that you have everything that you need at this moment. And with that, we welcome the Shabbat angels on page 6.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Malachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah. הקדוש ברוך הוא. We turn to page 8. Toward the end of the page, we have a word, higale, words that are emboldened. Higale, gale, gale, na. Ufos, Habibi, alai. It's Sukkah, On page 9, so if we're imagining that Shabbat is all we need, so words here are welcoming us to welcome Shabbat into our lives. words נקדמה, פניו בתודה. נקדמה, נקדמה, פניה בתודה. נקדמה, נקדמה, פניה בתודה. בזמירון אריאלה, בזמירון אריאלה, בזמירון אריאלה, בזמירון, בזמירון אריאלה. נקדמה, נקדמה, פניה בתודה. נקדמה, נקדמה, פניה בתודה. בזמירות אריאלה, we'll sing the songs. בזמירות אריאלה, בזמירות, בזמירות אריאלה, בזמירות אריאלה. אשר בידו מחקריה, שותף מותרים לו, אשר לא היה והוא עשהו, ושאת ידיו יצרו. ארבעים שנה עקו בדור, ואומר עם טועה לבבל, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי באפי, אם יבואו נלבנו חתי. Page 11, 12. Yay, nay, 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 nay. Yay, nay, 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 nay. Yay, nay, 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 nay. Yay, nay, nay, nay. Yay, nay, nay, nay. Yay, nay, 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 nay. Yay, Shem ליום ליום ישועתו. אוי שמחו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו. והיא גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. כי כל אלוהי העמים ואדוני שמיים עשה. עוד ואדם לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו. מול אדוני משפחות דמים, מול אדוני כבוד ואור. מול אדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחמו ולחצרותיו. השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, חילו מפניו כל הארץ. אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, אף תיכון תבל בל תימור. ידין עמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים תגל הארץ. ירם הים ומלוא, יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו. עד ירננו כל הצייר, לפני אדוני קיבה. קיבה לשפוט הארץ, לשפוט תבל בצדק. ויאמין באמונתו, יאי לי די 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 די, יאי לי די די די, יאי לי די די, יאי לי די 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 די, יאי לי די די די, יאי לי די די די, יאי לי די 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 די, Are we hot enough? Come on, hey! Please rise on page 20. Are you schwitzing too? Is everybody schwitzing yet? Oh, yeah, 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 מזמור לדוד אהבו אדוני בן אלי, אהבו לאדוני לאדוני רמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים, אל הכבוד יראה אדוני, על מים רבים, כל אדוני בכוח, איי איי איי, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון, וסריון כמו בן רמים, איי איי איי, כל אדוני חוצב לבודש, כל אדוני יכיל למדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יכול יעלות יברך אזור, יהיה ירון והיכלו, כולו אומר כבוד, איי איי איי, אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוד לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום, איי 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 ay 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 nay 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 la 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 nay 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 ay nay 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 ay nay nay na 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 ay na לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
You may be seated. A Shabbat meditation visualization. So just as on Shabbat we have everything we need, maybe on Shabbat we are everything we need. I can't help but think about the constant inner chatter of wanting self-improvement, right? And that huge literature out there of self-help, which all is sending us the message, we're not good enough as we are. So Shabbat is a time to be good enough as we are. And if you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes for a moment and settle into your body. Notice if anything's bothering you, places of tension. I know we're all too hot for sure. And notice also not only your body, but what's going on in your mind? Is something bothering you in your mind? And think of all the voices that travel with you all week long, saying, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I sound, I need to improve this, How come everyone else has X and I don't have X? How come they get valued and I don't get valued? And see if you can just push those voices away a little bit and make room for a sense of wholeness in you as you are, everything that you are, flaws, weaknesses, strengths, even places of shame. And see what it feels like to experience acceptance. Does it feel good? Or maybe you want to push it away. Maybe it's too much or somehow threatening to be actually accepted, even for a little while, as you are, as we are, exactly as we are. And if you go deeper into your imagination, envision two arms of light. Maybe they're divine arms, maybe they're not, depending on your beliefs. And let those arms just hold you for a moment as you are, exactly as you are. And see what that feels like. Sit with that. And as you think about this room and all the people in it, imagine those arms of light encircling the entire room in an embrace of acceptance, and put away your judgments just for this moment, just for this Shabbat, and see, just see what wholeness, completion, enoughness feels like.
Page 21 and 22. יחיד גאה לעמך בנה זוכרי קדושתך יחיד גאה לעמך בנה זוכרי קדושתך nay 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 yay nay nay na 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 yay nay nay na 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 yay nay nay na 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 yay nay nay na yay nay nay na 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 yay nay nay na 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 yay nay nay na 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 yay nay nay na יחיד גאה לעמך זוכרי קדושתך יחיד גאה לעמך בני זוכרי קדושתך nay 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 oy nay 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 yay nay nay no 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 yay nay nay na 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 לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. שמו וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל אביך. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת לתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך אפיך. רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך אמלך. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי. על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרא אל נפשי גאלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי בני שבת נקבלה. Dai dai na na dai 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 na na dai 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 na na dai 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 na na dai 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 na na dai 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 na na dai dai la 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 dai 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 דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. אוי נא לא אבוא שיר ולא תקל ממך שתוכחים ומתאמי בך יכנסו אני ימי ונבנתה עיר על תילה. לך דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. והיו שיסה שוסייך ורחקו כל לבלייך יפיס עלייך אלוהייך גמשות חתרתה לכלה. לך דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. אוי ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על ידי. בין פרצי ואין שמחה ואין הגילה. הולך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולתו אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה שבת המלכה. לך דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לי כלכלה בני שבת נקבלה. Please remain standing. We turn our thoughts to those in need of healing. To those who need our thoughts and prayers today. Say, Hineni rofelach. I will be your healer. Shamati et tefilatcha. I've heard your prayer. Hineni רופא לך, הנני רופא, הנני רופא לך, שמעתי את תפילתך. הנני רופא לך, הנני רופא, הנני רופא לך, שמעתי את תפילתך. שמעתי את תפילתך. מי שברך אדוני אלוהינו, מי שברך את אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב, אמותינו שרה רבקה רחל ולאה, וברך וירפא את החולים והחולות שהזכרנו כאן היום. מי ייתן מרפאם, להחזקם, להחיותם, תוך שאר חולי עמו ישראל. נשתה ועגלה בזמן קריב, ונאמר אמן. שמעתי את תפילתך.
May be seated. So, again, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
We'd love to welcome new people in the room. So, if you're willing to just stand up and say your name and where you're from. And we have our ED, Jeffrey Kahn, running with a microphone, I think. Anyone new? Here we go.
Going, everybody.
Hey.
This is Azrael. I'm Mulder. I am from Long Island, and I was invited here by my friend.
Welcome, welcome.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Josh. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm joined by my girlfriend Aaliyah and her roommate.
Welcome.
Sorry.
And if people on Zoom, if there are new people on Zoom, feel free to put your name in the chat.
Craig.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
I'm Aaron. I'm from Long Island. I just walked by here one day, so I came back.
Wow. Long Island is in the room.
Wait, Jeff.
Here we go.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Leah, and I'm from Brazil, and I
Welcome.
wanted to come for a long time.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, we got it.
Could that be it? So I also wanted to say Mazel Tov to a few people. We have 2 new board members in the room. that were just appointed on, what was it, Tuesday night? Tuesday. Gabby Schiller. If you might, yeah, everyone, that's Gabby.
Yeah.
Newly on the board. And Paul Ullman over there. Would you mind just standing up for a second? Thank you, Paul. And also, we had someone awarded a very special prize. Eden Sydney Foster, is she in the room? She stepped out,
course
but
she did.
she was awarded the Jade Natanya Ullman Award. So that was very exciting. Okay, I think we're ready for our words of Torah.
It's just really soft.
So one of my daughters, a young adult, is given frequently to complaint. Not surprising, many young adults are. And she kind of tries to modulate herself. Like, for example, recently she was very mad at me because I said I would help her, and we kind of had crossed lines, and I didn't understand I was supposed to show up at a certain point. And she called me and said, I'm really upset with you. I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to contain my anger. I'm like, okay. And I'm going to use I statements. I'm like, okay. Then she said, I hate you. It was very effective. I have a friend who is just the opposite. She never complains. I have permission from her as well as from my daughter to use these stories, but she asked that I use an alias, so I'm going to call her Sophia. And she's an immigrant from the former Soviet Union, and she's a real powerhouse, both at work and at home, and she's the mother of, 2 daughters with all kinds of challenges, issues, as many children do. And her mother has Alzheimer's, and her husband is seriously ill. And she doesn't really show any weakness. So a few days ago, we were walking dogs, and she suddenly sank down on a bench, and her eyes started to kind of close. I mean, she looked like she was about to black out, and I was really scared. And I said, Sophia, are you okay? And she said, I really don't feel well. So we gave her some time on the bench. I took her home, and it wasn't easy because she really was like extremely unsteady, probably low on iron. Had to get up a lot of steps, took her to her door, and on the way, she told me about waking up and really not feeling well, but deciding that willpower would get her through. Now, I'll tell you the truth, I'm kind of suspicious of willpower, because willpower, at least in my experience, often kind of veils vulnerability or weakness that needs to be addressed. Or like someone who needs help is just trying to power through instead of getting the help they need. On the other hand, like I really, really admire Sophia, and I was so happy that she was able to name what she needed that day. And it wasn't complaint, it was just asking what she needed. So this is a parsha in the book of Bamidbar, Numbers, and like the rest of the parshiot, the rest of the portions in Numbers, or most of them, the Israelites kind of complained their way through the desert. And I want to zero in on a specific moment of complaint in our parsha. But first, some context. The children of Israel have been hanging out at Mount Sinai for about 11 months now. And you can imagine what that's like, right? The holy mountain, all that divine intimacy, right? Revelation, the golden calf, which was not exactly the apex of their history, but still a very intense moment. The second tablets, forgiveness, and just being at that mountain, right? Being at the site of, of God, of revelation, experiencing that divine intimacy, and it was time to move forward. Now, it turns out that complaint in the Torah can often be associated with it being time to move forward. Like when the children of Israel were on their way out of Egypt, they said to Moshe, "Why are you taking us out of Egypt? Weren't there enough graves in Egypt that we're going to die here?" And then on the other side of the Sea of Reeds, again, they're complaining. They want water, right? Water, water, water. But again and again, they want to go backwards. And again, God wants them to go forwards towards the promise. And here's what happened. Here's the line. Actually, before we get to the line, remember that the Israelites were all organized and finally ready to move. And the cloud of glory lifts to indicate that lifts from above the Mishkan, from above the portable tabernacle, to indicate that it's actually time to move. And there are these incredible words that we actually sing on every Shabbat, right? Right? Just as they're moving, Moshe says, "Vayehi bin so Aharon, vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai v'yafutzu oivdecha, v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha." So these words actually originally have nothing to do with the Torah. Here's what they mean. Whenever the ark was to march on, Moshe would say, "Arise for battle, Adonai, that your enemies may scatter, and those who hate you may flee before you." So the Israelites are following the ark. They're following Moshe. There's a cloud of glory that they're following, and they have these incredible words of protection. Everything's sort of setting them up for success, for moving forward. And what do? They kind of, I'm going to get rid of this for a little while. Sorry, God. They kind of collapse and they begin to complain. And here's what they say. Or at least here's what the Torah says in Numbers chapter 11. Now the people were like those who complained. It's a very strange locution over ill fortune in the hearing of Adonai. Vayhi ha'am ki mitonanim ra be'oznei Hashem, vayishma Hashem vayichar apo. So why now? And why especially? My question is, why were they like complaining? Why weren't they just complaining? Why is the Torah sort of using that, strange locution? So if you look at the word mitonanim, the root could be understood as grief. So this was a grievance. But God heard it in God's ears as ra. God didn't hear it as grief. God heard it as annoying complaint. Now, one could understand God's position, right? So God has everything arranged to go forward. They got through Egypt. There were the plagues, the sea split. They stood at Sinai, right? Here again, they're following the cloud of glory. God's taking them to the promised land, and they begin to complain. I can only understand why God would be so disappointed, right? Where is his partner? Theirs partner. Where's the divine partner for the promise? Nowhere to be seen. Instead, God has these complaining children. They're not fit to go into the promised land. So again, whenever there's movement, there's complaint. And one could say, whenever there's movement, there's also grief. How can the children of Israel leave their beloved mountain behind? And how terrifying it is to move into the wilderness, right? Into this land of unknowing. But if we read it as grief, we could only imagine God maybe, instead of getting angry, doing something different. If we go back, way back to Exodus 2, and God heard the children of Israel moaning and groaning, God heard them. God heard them deeply, right? God heard them, and that actually put the wheels of liberation into motion, right? When God hears grief, the grief of God's people, something happens. But here God can't do it. And again, it's understandable. But I imagine, I wonder if God created a container at that moment, and instead of heard complaining, heard grief, maybe it would have helped the children of Israel go forward. And I know as a parent, it's hard, right? You hear the criticism, you hear the I hate you, you hear the sometimes constant complaints, and it's hard to hear it as a legitimate sort of maybe ask. It's hard to put it in the right context. But I know when I'm really strong enough, I can do it. I'll hear the grief, I'll hear the ask, I'll hear the request, and I'll say, oh yeah, part of that is legitimate. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I really could have helped you that day, and our lines were crossed. I understand that you were disappointed. I also understand that you hate me. I often see our times as kind of grief-drenched times, coming off a terrible pandemic with millions of people dying, and we're still in the shadow of that. And then October 7th, and we're certainly immersed in the grief of that day and everything that has unfolded since, with hostages still in captivity, their families still in an ongoing nightmare. Anti-Semitism growing around the world. I was horrified to read what happened in France this week. And of course, all the civilians in Gaza who've lost loved ones and their homes, and so much exile in Israel, in Gaza, suffering on the West Bank. I could go on and on. And I wonder if in this moment, as we also think forward to the next elections, for some of us with dread in our hearts, I wonder if we move forward instead of with the idea of powering through, of willpower, of actually sharing our grief and our vulnerability and saying, at this moment, I really can't go forward. I can't make it. I really need your help. There are two strains of sort of understandings of the Jewish experience in the wilderness. God gets angry again and again at the Israelite complaint, but the prophets remember the time in the wilderness like it was a honeymoon between God and God's bride, Israel. And I think there's something about that actually lifts up dependence, because it was a time of dependence. I mean in the best way, depending on God for manna, for water, for revelation, for spiritual nourishment and nurture. And I think our tradition doesn't only prize independence, but interdependence and even dependence. And the word emunah, faith, is actually related to the word for suckling. Right? So when we're faithful, we are depending and willing to put our trust in the divine, or trust in something bigger than ourselves. For those of you who are not comfortable with the word God, there are all kinds of holinesses and sanctities in this world that we might turn to and depend on. I think it's time to dare, to have the courage, to have the strength to tell the truth about our weaknesses, about just how vulnerable we are, and if we can, to actually, with all those sort of naked vulnerabilities, to reach out to one another to our friends, to our family, to our community, because we're going to need each other. Please rise for the prayer for community.
Rai, 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 rai. Rai, 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 rai. Rai, 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 rai. Da, 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 da. Rai, 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 rai. Rai, 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 rai. Rai, 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 rai. Ya, rai, 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 rai. Rai, rai, rai. Ya, ra, ra, rai, rai, rai. Rai, 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 rai. Rai, ra, ra, rai, rai, rai. Yai, rai, 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 no, no, no. Rai, ra, ra, rai, rai, rai. Yai, rai, 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 no. Ya, ra, 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 rai. Rai, rai, rai. Baruchu et Adonai Amen, Amen, Torah Leolam Vaed Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. Bottom of page 34. אלא חיה וקיימת, תמיד תמלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. רוחת השכינה המרהיבה ערבים, עין 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 אהבת עולם ישראל. ואהבת אל תסיר ממנו לעולמי, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. On page 48. משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילו מלכותך ראו בניך בוקר היה לפני משה ומרים עוזרי אנו ואמרו אדוני לעולם ועד. וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 49. I was thinking of those complaints that Rabbi Dan was talking about. Yeah, I do. Got me thinking that I hope that, you know, whoever I complain to, they see through all of my Bezrat Hashem's, you know, they see through all of that, and they see like the real thing that I'm trying to say. Right? And as for me, and I'm going to try to say it, I'm going to try to say what I really mean. And not hide behind, this isn't good and that's not good. And I see that happen with my daughter a lot. She's 2.5 as opposed to your daughter. And she's been kicking a lot recently, like kicking. You know, like she used to do 2.5 years ago, but harder in real life, you know. She's been kicking. Yeah, she's just, you know, we got to see through it. We got to see through what that kicking is, you know. See what the real emotion is there. So we turn to Ashkivenu on page 49. Asking God to spread God's shelter of peace over us. Make all those complaints go away, all those oyev, dever, cherev, ra'av, yagon. To guard us, to keep us. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim Ufros aleinu suka shlomecha Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך והושיענו למען שמך והגן בעדינו ואסר מעלינו אויב דבר, וחרב ורע ויגון, ואסר שטן מלפנינו מאחרינו, ובצל כנפיך תסתירנו, כי על שומרנו מצילנו אתה, כי אל מלכנו מרחומתה, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, שמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, שמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו להגה ועד עולם אשכירנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, להעמידנו מלכנו לחיים, לחיים, לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדותם ברית עולם. איי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל נותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברה חירותי ימליך מלכותי, בחייכנו יום אחד ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו עמים יש מרע ברברה לעלם לעל מעל מאיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתבהר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי דקודשה לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה, and let us say Amen. page 72. יהיו לרצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורים וגואלים. May the words of my mouth, and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Yah, my rock and my redeemer, my rock and my redeemer. Lord, prepare me, oh Lord, prepare me a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. Oh, and with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary before you. Vasuli, מקדש לי, ושכנתי בתוכם, ואנחנו נברך יד מעתה ועד עולם. יין עין עין Please rise, page 78. והשבותה אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים. והשבותה אל לבביך כי הוויה היא האלוהים. כנאמן והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא וביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Please remain standing if you're in mourning or observing a yurt site. And if you'd like to say the name of the person that you're saying Kaddish for, I'm going to go around. Yeah. Did I miss someone? If it's your custom to stand with the mourners as we say Kaddish, please rise now. And if you're on Zoom, feel free to put the names of the people you're saying Kaddish for in the chat. Page 116. Yikadal v'ikadash shmei rabbah. Yama divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayev v'chol bet Yisrael. Bagala ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מבורך לעולם לעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה. דמירם ביעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבא מן שמיה. וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ברממיו, הוא יעשה שלום. עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. Okay, announcements and thank yous from our trusty executive director, Jeffrey Kahn.
Okay, for Jeff Kahn.
Shabbos. So next weekend is a big weekend, Pride weekend. So it's going to be Pride Shabbat, and we're going to do it all. Friday night we're going to have a Friday night dinner after services. Everybody welcome, and maybe have a little bit of open dialogue. We're still trying to figure out the program. If anybody has any good ideas for a Friday night at dinner program, shtick, discussion, whatever, like come talk to us. Talk to Eden, actually. And then Saturday morning, the brilliant Rabbi Dr. Jay Michelson will be joining us. So come for Saturday morning, and then Saturday evening, Yonatan Arnon, our very own Yonatan. Yonatan, you here? There he is over there. He's going to be doing a Havdalah movement, move and ment. Lots going to happen there. Program for in the evening, so come celebrate with us as well there. You can look at your, was there something else? Sunday, oh yeah, Sunday, a whole bunch of us go to the Pride Parade. We're not going to be in town this year. My beloved Shelley usually creates costumes for us that are half man and half woman, and hers are half woman, half man. And then we wear them all year at Purim and everything, but we're going away, so we're not gonna, but you can wear that. So come see, yeah. So if you want to go to Pride, we'll have a group from Romemu going, so come join us. And then check your newsletter. You have a book launch party, our own Shira Dicker. We love her. She's written an amazing book.
When is that?
The book launch, it's in your notes. It's in your notes, and it's on the website.
Okay.
It doesn't say, but it does say somewhere. So, 26th, the JCC. Tomorrow, our final B mitzvah of the Major League Baseball season, and join Sam Posner and his family. We are thrilled to have all of you join for a lunch afterwards, and it's going to be hot and wonderful, that lunch. Thank you, everybody, for participating, and thank you to our incredible community band, Ellen, Farnoosh, Doug, Jason, led and accompanied by Glenn. Toda Rabah, Glenn. I'll get to you in a minute. It sometimes includes me. Thank me for not playing so that it sounded better today. Online staff, Ann Claire, Toda Rabah, thank you so much. AV, Craig, Toda, Security, Gil, Facilities, Victor, Blanca, Lynn, Noor, and Lorena. On-site staff, Eden, and sometimes me. And Toda Rabah, Chazan, Shimon Smith, Rabbi Diane, Kohler, Essays, keeping the heat up in the room and in our hearts. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Finish page 88, please rise. יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי וחברותיי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא בריאה יפה. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו מצוותיו ורצבנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. שבת שלום. עושה שלום עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן. שבת שלום.